Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is another game from round 2 since our other round 2 game ended so quickly. From the League Cup that happened at Die Hard Games on September 24th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. Temporal Forces pre-releases start Saturday, March 9th at 1 p.m. and League Challenge Thursday, March 21st at 6 p.m. all Central Time, all at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premier events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit this like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get researching this game. Now, we did hop in, or let's say we are hopping in. We started recording after the game started, so we'll do our best to jump right in and keep up what we can. It looks like action is over on the left side, which is Klawf. We got Klawf versus Miraidon here, so Klawf definitely has the type advantage, but we'll see what happens. And it looks like an Iono was played by our Klawf player and resolved here. It looks like there is a Klawf in the active spot, and it is poisoned and has some damage on it. On the other side, it's staring down a baby Zapdos, lightning symbol Zapdos, as a Radiant Sneasler is put onto the bench. That adds, I believe, 2 more damage counters to the opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon Checkup. Looks like our players are just making sure they have all the damage counters correct here. There is an attack. It looks like that Klawf does have a energy attached to it, so before that, a town store will be used to search the deck for a tool card, and it will be put into the hand. That Forest Seal Stone being found here. Now, there already is a Forest Seal Stone on the bench, Hisuian Electrode V, and the V-Star marker is flipped, so our players just thinning that card out of the deck as they take the KO on the opposing Zapdos. Now, if you didn't know, Klawf has the Unhinged Scissors attack for 2 colorless energy 30 plus. If this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack does 160 more damage. So that Brute Bonnet has the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attached to it, and its ability, Toxic Powder, allows you to poison both active Pokemon, so that's how you get your Klawf affected by a special condition. So that way it can swing for 170 damage, basically 180 with that poison in between turns, and 18, 19, 200 with the Radiant Sneasler and its ability. So more than enough to take the KO on that Fighting Weak Zapdos there. That was kind of the Klawf deck in a nutshell, but we'll just describe things as they go. Mew with the free retreat put into the active spot on Miraidon's side, and play resumes there. Let's see how they can respond. I think they definitely want to KO the opposing Klawf, but they're going to start off with an Electric Generator, looking at the top 5 cards of the deck, and 0 lightning energy were hit there. You look at the top 5 with that card, and you can attach up to 2 lightning energy you find there to your bench lightning Pokemon in any way you like, but big miss there off of the Electric Generator as a second one comes down here. Let's see if we could hit at least 1, and 2 lightning energy were hit off of that one. So I guess that made up for the last miss. Town Store being used now to search the deck for a tool card, and that Experience Share will be found and attached to the bench Miraidon. That allows an energy to be preserved when an active Pokemon is KO'd. Basic energy, of course. You'll see how that works if there is a KO there. Or here. Here, there, everywhere. Where are we now? Oh yeah, we're in the Professor's Lab. Miraidon's turn. That Iron Hands being fully powered up here with that manual attachment now. Ultra Ball, discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Squawkabilly, it looks like. Yep, just thinning that card out of the deck, and next the supporter Peony is played. With that supporter, you discard your whole hand, and then you can search your deck for 2 trainer cards. Let's see what our player finds here. Pokemon Catcher. Okay. Interesting, because I would think the Klawf would want to be KO'd here, but maybe they're just preparing for next turn. Which in that case, maybe you just hold the Peony and don't play it this turn, but if the other cards weren't very good, you can find, another supporter for next turn. As it looks like that's what our player is doing, grabbing that Professor's Research as well as the Pokemon Catcher. I think we want to see a KO again on the active, because that's the only attacker in play, or the big threat in play, as Mew uses its Restart ability to fill the hand up to 3 cards. Then it free retreats into the fully powered up Iron Hands EX. Iron Hands EX, of course, has 2 attacks. The second attack will be used here. Amp you very much for 120 damage, and if the opposing Pokemon is KO'd by that attack, draw an additional prize card. So 2 prizes taken off of that Klawf here, thanks to Amp you very much. As Hisuian Electrode V is put into the active spot and play resumes over on its side. Let's see how our Klawf player can respond. Of course, they want to respond with a Klawf. So they're going to need Klawf, energy, and a way to get the Klawf into the active spot. They're going to start things off with an Arven here. That supporter allows them to search their deck for a tool card and a item card. So the switch can be found here. You can find double tools this turn with the town store, of course, combined with the Arven, but I don't think I see a Klawf nor an energy, double turbo energy in the hand there. So here, going to go for the Spicy Seasoned Curry as well as the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Okay, so we're swinging. I think we are actually taking the KO. Yeah, Hisuian Electrode V can get there. Okay. So a backup Brute Bonnet is put onto the bench there. A Ancient Capsule attached to it as well, activating its Toxic Powder ability, of course. Another Hisuian Electrode V hits the bench, followed by a Spicy Seasoned Curry. That card will burn the active Hisuian Electrode V, and then the Brute Bonnet will also poison both active Pokemon. Now, the Hisuian Electrode V is affected by 2 status conditions, special conditions, and it has the Tantrum Blast attack that it can use for free 100 times. This attack does 100 damage for each special condition affecting this Pokemon. So since it's affected by 2 special conditions, it's swinging for 200 damage base. Of course, the opposing Pokemon is poisoned thanks to the Brute Bonnet's Toxic Powder, so it's going to take an additional poison damage between turns or during Pokemon Checkup. And there's also the Hisuian Radiant Sneasler on the bench that adds 2 more poison counters in between turn. So effectively, the Hisuian Electrode V will be doing 230 damage to the opposing Iron Hands EX, and guess how much HP Iron Hands EX has? 230. Let's see if there's anything else to do before attacking here, but nope, Hisuian Electrode attacks. The poison damage in between turns takes the KO thanks to the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. Mew EX with free retreats promoted into the active spot. I'm right on side and play resumes there. The experience share, I think, does not trigger there. That's why we didn't see an energy move from the Iron Hands EX when it was KO'd to the Miraidon with the experience share. Experience share only triggers if the active Pokemon was knocked out by attack damage, not poison counter damage, I believe. We'll go with that for now unless we see otherwise. Let's see where our player's making sure all of the correct damage is applied. Just double checking how the KO was taken. Of course it was from the Hisuian Radiant Sneasler's ability. And let's see how our Miraidon player can respond. Pokemon Catcher. Flip a coin. If tails, nothing. If heads, it acts like a boss's orders, a gust effect. Our Miraidon player is going to take a look through their discard pile, see what resources have been spent already, trying to come up with an idea of what to do next. There is a professor's research in hand, also a peony, so definitely things that our player can make happen. I'm going to start things off with a town store to search the deck for a tool card. Thinning is winning, of course, in the Pokemon trading card game. Get that card out of the deck and leave only the good stuff in there that you want to draw into with something like that research. Alright, another experience share is found and put onto that other Miraidon on the bench. Such a shame to see that all that energy from that Iron Hands EX just hit the discard pile even while there was an experience share out, but these are the little interactions that our players have to be mindful when playing this awesome card game. Now our Miraidon player is trying to decide which supporter they want to play for the turn here. I think the active Hisuian Electrode V has to be knocked out this turn, as that's the biggest active threat on the opponent's side currently. So the escape rope will probably not want to be played, but they're debating it. Really debating here. It really looks like they're gonna go with it, and then I guess our yeah, they're just okay. So escape rope has the opponent promote a new active Pokemon first, then you do the same. The Hisuian Electrode V that was on the bench is put into the active spot. And the Miraidon with no energy is put into the active spot over on Miraidon's side. Mareep hits the bench. And Mew uses its restart ability to fill the hand back up 3 cards. And next is Professor's Research, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. We need to see something like a electric generator here. Since the Mareep was just put into play, it cannot evolve into Flaffy. So there we go, electric generator, looking at the top 5, and nice 2 electric energy, lightning energy are found and attached to that bench Miraidon. It's got 3 lightning energy on it now, so it is fully powered up. It can swing for 220 damage. Photon laser, photon blaster, something like that. Now we have to move the active Miraidon. How can we do that? There was there an I think there was an energy attached. No, I don't think there was an energy attached this turn, but we'll see what our players do here. Always a little flustering jumping into the middle of a game, but we'll figure it out. We'll continue to bring you guys this local action here. As a basic switch is played, that's how you get the not powered up Miraidon out of the active spot in order for the powered up one to take its place and attack and take the KO on the opposing Hisuian Electrode V. As the other Hisuian Electrode V moves into the active spot and play resumes over on its side, Nest Ball being played now on Klawf's side to find that Klawf and put it onto the bench. Town Store being played to fetch a Ancient Booster Energy Capsule out of the deck. No need to play that down currently, just getting it out of the deck. Remember, thinning it out of the deck, leaving only the good stuff to draw left in deck. Let's see if we can get that Bidoof evolved this turn. Let's see the capsule attached to the bench Radiant Sneasler just to get it out of the hand. Double Turbo Energy attached to the Klawf on the bench. And Professor's Research is played, discarding the hand and seeing 7 more cards. Klawf being eyed up there. And now we need a way to move the active Pokemon. With the basic switch, switch cart would work here. We don't really want to use Escape Rope because the active Miraidon is the Pokemon that we want to knock out. Next is Energy Lotto. Look at the top 7 cards, I think, and add a special energy you find there to your hand. So it was a hit. double turbo energy found with that energy lotto and added to the hand. Don't need it for this turn, but we have it for next turn, and remember, it's thinned out of the deck now. Alright, so our Klawf player is definitely going to be hunting for that basic switch. Maybe if they ask their opponent very nicely, the opponent will let them borrow that switch that's in their discard pile. No, just kidding. Alright, and then just the poison and pass, I think. Yeah, the Brute Bonnet will poison both active Pokemon here and pass, yeah. Now the Miraidon cannot attack this turn unless it moves to the bench and back into the active spot. That's a effect of its attack there. So that's important to keep in mind during this Miraidon's turn, as a boss's orders is played in order to bring that heavy Brute Bonnet to the active spot. Miraidon manually retreats for 1 energy to the bench here. That Brute Bonnet's got 3 retreat costs, so in order for it to get out of the active spot, it's going to have manual attachments, multiple manual attachments, or a switch card. Mew EX moves into the active spot, energy manually attached to the bench Miraidon, and an Ultra Ball is played, discarding a couple cards in order to search the deck for a Pokemon. Most likely that Flaffy will be found this turn, unless a supporter is needed. I see the Luminion in deck, but Flaffy will be settled on here and evolved onto the bench. Flaffy, of course, has the powerful Dynamotor ability, allowing that player to accelerate lightning energy from the discard pile to one of the bench Pokemon. Another Mew EX is put onto the bench, and the first Mew EX restart is used to fill the hand back up to 3. Dynamotor on that Flaffy being used now to accelerate lightning to the bench Raichu V, and things are just passed back over to Klawf, since that Miraidon cannot attack in consecutive turns thanks to the text underneath its attack. Photon Blaster, is that it? Either way, our Klawf player is going to use a Town Store here to search the deck for a tool card. Again, nothing really needed this turn. Just gonna get something out of the deck if they can to thin it out. No tool targeted here. So our player just shuffles things back up and will continue their turn shortly. 1 prize card left for our Klawf player here, while the Miraidon player has 2, so it's coming down to it here in this endgame. We'll see what our players can put together for us today. There is the Brute Bonnet in the active spot. Apologies for that glare. So an Iono is played. Wow. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their decks, and then draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. Our Klawf player gets 1 card here. They're really looking for that Bibarel. I don't think they hit it. They probably would have slammed it down if they did. Just confirming what exactly that ancient capsule does. So Brute Bonnet poisons both active Pokemon. Of course, the ancient capsule prevents the Pokemon it's attacked to from being affected by special conditions, so just a Mew EX will be poisoned here. And things are passed over to our Miraidon player. Let's see if they can take their last 2 prizes. It's possible. There is a Hisuian Electrode V on the bench, so we would need to see something like a Gust effect. Yeah, just the Gust effect is needed, I believe. So Town Store being used here to search the deck for a tool. I don't think a tool is actually being searched. Oh yeah, there we go. There's an experience share actually. That is plucked out of the deck there. And I think that's a Peony. Yeah, I think a Peony is being played here. Remember, that supporter has you discard the hand and then search your deck for 2 trainer cards. Pokemon Catcher and Boss's Orders being found. Alright, we know what they're going for. We've got to flip heads on that Pokemon catcher here to win this turn as the Miraidon player. And there we go, heads. That brings up the 2 prize Hisuian Electrode V. From the bench, Mew free retreats into the fully powered up Miraidon EX, who attacks the Hisuian Electrode V for the last 2 prizes of the game. What you guys think of the end of this game, mid to end of this game, and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.